everyone for being here today. My name is Erin Davison-Rookie. I'm the Director of Public Affairs for Planned Parenthood of the Heartland and Planned Parenthood Voters of Iowa. You don't get to hear from me today. I'm excited to turn things over this morning to Susanna DeBaca, President and CEO of Planned Parenthood of the Heartland and Planned Parenthood Voters of Iowa.
I'm Susanna DeBaca, and I'm the CEO of Planned Parenthood of the Heartland and Planned Parenthood Voters of Iowa. We're here today because in this year's legislative session, we have seen an unprecedented level of attacks against reproductive and sexual health here in Iowa. At the same time, we have seen an overwhelming amount of support that we want to underscore for our elected officials as they make decisions that will impact countless lives of Iowans. First, let's address these vicious attacks on reproductive health in Iowa. We've seen a couple of very damaging pieces of legislation introduced. The first, which I'm sure you all have heard about, is a 20-week abortion ban. This bill has no exceptions for fetal anomalies and very narrow exceptions for the life and health of the pregnant woman. This 20-week ban passed out of the House and is now on its way to the Senate. As it made its way through, there was also a 6-week ban attached to this 20-week ban. And we are grateful to our lawmakers who saw this as an unlawful attempt to ban all safe and legal abortion. Of course, early in the session, we also saw a proposal to eliminate the Iowa Family Planning Network. This is a program that is proven to work, prevents unintended pregnancy, prevents the need for abortion, and provides life-saving cancer screenings, well woman checks, STD testing and treatment, and other vital services that keep Iowans healthy. This has federal funding of $3 million, and it saves taxpayers more than $7 for every dollar invested. But despite the proven benefits of this program, some lawmakers have been intent on defunding Planned Parenthood and targeting us in spite of the expert, non-judgmental health care that we provide, simply because we also provide safe and legal abortion. Lawmakers were unable to pass this bill through the standard legislative process, but we suspect that we'll see the contents of this bill come up again in the budget process, and we will keep fighting. While some lawmakers have worked hard to undermine access to reproductive health care, supporters of Planned Parenthood have met these unprecedented attacks with unprecedented support. We know that 77% of Iowans, including 62% of Republicans and that same exact percentage of evangelical Christians, support continued public funding for Planned Parenthood. Thousands of people have shown up here at the Capitol to show their support and to stand with Planned Parenthood since the beginning of the legislative session. We have seen Iowans send over 2,000 emails and place hundreds and hundreds of calls to their elected officials showing that they support Planned Parenthood. We had a record-breaking number of several hundred participants at the Iowa Day on the Hill recently. And in keeping with this unprecedented and significant outpouring of support today, over 8,000 supporters have signed a petition in support of Planned Parenthood. This includes doctors, medical professionals, and Republicans, average everyday Iowans who support Planned Parenthood. In delivering this petition today, we are here to let the Senate Majority Leader and the Speaker of the House know that supporters of Planned Parenthood have met and will continue to meet these unprecedented attacks with unprecedented support. There is an overwhelming amount of support for Planned Parenthood and overwhelming support for access to reproductive health care, including safe and legal abortion in Iowa. So I want to say thank you to all of our supporters and to those elected officials who have continued to show up, to speak out, and to fight back against lawmakers bent on turning back the clock on reproductive health care in Iowa.
To give a few words. Amanda is a resident of Waukee, and many of you have heard from her to give a few remarks today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Erin. As some of you may know, I ended my pregnancy after 20 weeks as a result of a severe and devastating fetal anomaly. I'm not here to repeat my personal story, I've told it before, although if anyone does have questions, I'm available and happy to speak with you after the press conference. I am here today because I am extremely concerned about the passage of an abortion ban that impacts women and families in Iowa, women like me and families like mine. Contrary to what has been stated by legislators and others, this legislation that has been proposed will not save lives. Just 1% of abortions occur after 20 weeks, and most women are like me. We're seeking to prevent the assured suffering of a much-wanted child who will certainly die, often in agony. We would do anything to save them, but can't. And we make our decisions out of compassion and love. Iowa lawmakers are proposing these extreme laws that would force us to endure up to 20 more weeks of pregnancy that holds zero potential for a child who will survive or live anything resembling a meaningful life. On top of that, they would force us to endure invasive exams and constant reminders that our babies will die. In many cases, these fetal conditions are not detectable before 20 weeks, so it's not possible to make the decision earlier. Rather than supporting women and families facing these kinds of decisions, Iowa lawmakers would deny us treatment until it becomes an emergency, increasing our risks for complications. And with the addition of a 72-hour waiting period and biased counseling, lawmakers could make what is already a difficult decision even harder and more inaccessible. I don't see my decision as any different than a parent taking their child off of life support. And I don't understand why lawmakers appear to be bent on shaming all women making a decision to end a pregnancy, no matter their reasons. And they're putting up as many roadblocks as they can to safe and legal health care. In pregnancy, sometimes horrible things just happen. Women and their doctors need to have all the options available to them to make medical decisions about their pregnancies that are right for them. This proposed legislation will do little more than force pain on innocent children and put women's lives at risk. On behalf of the families who have faced and will face heart-wrenching decisions to terminate a pregnancy after 20 weeks, I implore lawmakers to abandon the dangerous and devastating paths they are on and instead take a road that truly supports women and families. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda, and thank you, Susanna. Thank you to everyone who's here today. We have a stack of petition signatures to deliver to leadership. So I'm going to ask folks to hold questions because we need to get down there before we go into session. But we invite everyone to join us as we head down these stairs right here, and we will go to Linda Osmeyer's office first to deliver the petitions of these more than 8,000 supporters who stand with Planned Parenthood. Thank you so much.